What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Giant Rex is a penny stock that I shouted out more than a couple of times, and I had a good reason for doing so. Dino Masher's Fury Unlimited Edition was on its way, but things got slowed down a little due to the crush card. Distribution's been wonky. It's not appearing on every Walmart shelf. Not every local has their shipment in, but here we still see shipped to your front door, $9.66, a bunch of deals just under $10, and then at 10. I do suggest if your locals has this in stock, going and getting your copies over there and then getting a Lost Art promo if you can. But if you don't have it over there, use my TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra for the original sellout boy shouting this out and supporting the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. A lot of places have sold out of their deals early, like Tier 0, code What's Good 5 as always, giving you 5% off. So when it comes to the deals, yeah, they seem to be gone, but still a couple under $10. Giant Rex is towards $9.20. It looks like some people with high quantities, maybe people really do listen to Papa John, and we see it trying to line up around there, and even the market price is near there, so maybe it has actual sales to back up where this is at. I know it was bought up to 12, so this is a little bit of fallout, but it's just that thing where you have a structure deck. Now a ton more people have access to this because these were like $25 on the secondary market until the rewave for this structure. A nice job by Konami getting this one back in, and when it comes to that, $75 for 3 structures isn't so budget anymore. But now you start looking around for the other pieces. These were $3-4. That wasn't so bad. Now it's a bit more. Some pieces that are still cheap, Super Lagia is sitting around the $1.25, I believe, if you're adding things to cart, but really heading towards $2 somewhat quick. We see Card Rush has a bunch of them here, so actually a lot of people with high quantities, 38 from Real Good Deal as well. So multiple people lining up with decent quantities of the super still. It shouldn't disappear just like that, no Thanos snapping, but the ultra rares are where I would be going at if I was, you know, getting a piece. Like an unlimited ultra is no doubt going to hold its value better than a super 10 version if something happens and you see the first editions. Now if you're balling out, there is the ultimate. Dolka has been actually going down in price over time because not everyone's shoving this into their extra deck versus the true king of all calamities, Croco Dragon. People are having to cut certain things, and I think Lagia is, with the consensus, more on average played than Dolka, especially with Lost World variants, which is almost everybody who's playing the deck is trying to shove Lost World in there. It's an amazing floodgate-like effect actually in the metagame. Dolka doesn't have the highest defense, and when you pair that with Lost World, it's like 1200 defense. It's just not that strong, and you're usually summoning in defense to avoid Lightning Storm, where you could actually just put the Lagia in attack mode and then stop the Lightning Storm if you need to. So that's where the space kind of gets argued over. I still like having Dolka as an option, but with only 2 printings and being this expensive, I can see why people avoid it. Animadorned Archosaur coming in at number 4. He's towards $30. Do I think the Dino Masher Fury structure deck will actually push this price up? I don't know about this, but it is an amazing card, an amazing option, and dinosaurs are one of those rogue decks that people really tend to like. I think for a rogue deck, though, it's at a pretty proper price, and I don't think it's the structure deck pushing it back up from 25. I just think you had the initial undercutting of values from vendors, and this is kind of where it's resting at, towards a $30 price point. So, no, I don't think you should rush out and get this. I think you should test, decide if dinosaurs are what you want to play, and then invest in Archosaur, because he's not going to be reprinted for a long time. Supposedly, we've seen Konami do some crazy reprints right before, like, oh yeah, Ghost Sister, let's just reprint her already. So it shouldn't get reprinted at least until next March soonest, but we never know with Konami. Now, speaking of Konami's new sets, Legendary Duelist Rage of Ra is up on YBM at very affordable prices. You can use code WATSGOOD5 here, supporting the channel and getting yourself 5% off of these already insanely cheap booster boxes. And if you're buying it by the caseload, this is like $49 a box, shipped to your front door because shipping is free over $20. So do check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Black Market. They may have Gold Series up by the end of the day, day later. I know they're working on a banner on it, so pay attention. The early deals are definitely the best. And on the sellout train, the Utopia Lightning Field Center has come out, and it is freaking sick in person. Let me actually just full cam this real quick. I really enjoy their work, and you can use code What's Good 5 here too, of course, but it's actually the sponsor I take the least from because I just love their work and what they do. So check this out. Of course, they're stainless steel still. You still get that good old clanking, and stay classy. Always stays classy with how these freaking look amazing. I love the metallic green. It actually probably doesn't show up on camera as well as these photos, but it does look like this in person, and it's amazing. Toon Chaos once again on Market Watch. What else is a surprise? Well, there's been some big changes actually. Toon Blackluster Soldier has been getting bought out through the day. Now, prices as low as $240. This was dipping, and now we see it spiking back up. I get it's the cover card, and I get the people are gonna max rarity their Toon decks, but I don't think this was maybe the smartest buyouts, but long-term collector rares could be very good holds. Again, you have Pot of Desires in the conversation. Will this be better than the ultimate rare long-term? Question mark. Extravagance sitting up at 200. People do want playsets of this. Stardust still sitting up, and Blackluster Soldier himself also starting to shoot up and still being the highest of the set, ahead of Toon Blackluster Soldier's buyout. I think this is the best long-term hold if you're going for collector's rares. I think this is the winner of the set, especially with having GOAT format being so popular and this now being considered the highest rarity for him. But, you know, people will argue that always. First at IOC, gang! Toons, though, especially for the collector's rares, are surprisingly low and some of the lowest in the set. We do see Harpy Lady bumping up, but Bookmark and Flip Page still sitting like this. Yeah, collectors tend to go towards monsters, don't they? Like, when they actually want to build a collection, they tend to win out versus people actually wanting to ball out and play playsets of collector rare extravagance rather than collecting. Also, and for Noble Knight, Renaud has been bought out to $26. Well, it's more of a price spike, but he was just $18 the other day. That's why I'm using the term buyout. And we see a lot of the rest of the set falling out, except Chaos Space is creeping up. Mark my words. Get yours sooner than later. The only way we're going to see a coolant is a big unlimited wave of this set if it should happen, which on-off sets for their first printing, Konami tends not to do that and tries to sell them somewhere else rather than just shoving an unlimited wave out. But we'll see what happens. I definitely think Chaos Space and how it's being played by so many pro players, check out Shu Ping's profile over on Simo's channel. I think when it comes to this, like, people are underestimating this for what it is, and it's one of the best cards to come out of this set. Although, people are looking forward to Rise of the Duelist as well, and I'm seeing that start to sell out of places, so you might want to add that to your cart at YBM also. Infinite Impermanence goes up further. Altergeist! People love the Altergeist deck, and they really like playing it. It's so weird how there's this cult gathering around it. It's almost like when people hate True Draco players buckled down, but now it's Altergeist. I don't mind playing against it. I actually have fun usually when I'm playing against it. It's either I get my stuff off or they stop me from doing it, and there's back and forth actually, but I get that it can feel repetitive. Silk Bounce, multi-picker, Silk Bounce. But Infinite Impermanence is a tool that that deck loves, and we see actually now the dual overload version up towards 35, the Dupo version heading towards 40, just because there's less of them out there in terms of it's been out for a while longer, so people are keeping those copies. Yeah, I think it's a great card to have, but now it's Konami's reprint season on. They can shove that in anything, anytime, anywhere. Will they? Or will it be like evenly matched where they don't? We have to wait and see. Arch Nemesis Ashatos is going up in price. I know Cowley Effect actually did a video saying that both of these cards would eventually go up in price, and when he did that video, I actually agreed with almost every single pick that he made. He's been on fire in some points. This card is searchable by Melody in the first place, and it's a really good option to stop your opponent from comboing after you finish comboing, depending on how you want to set up your cards. And now we see him heading towards $4 to $5, some still available around $4, but it does quickly go towards $5. My opinion is this. Ultra Rares and Eternity Code are kind of the new penny stonks. This set was so good, like Dark Neostorm, that a ton of stuff stayed down in price. But as we age this set, I think people don't realize how short some of these are. Let me break out the calculator for you, boys. This is just a refresher. There are 14 total ultra rares per set now. To get a playset of each is 42. How much are you going to get out of a case at 4 per box? Just 2 playsets over, pulling everything if RNG works out in your favor. Even though none of them are short printed, that is still just 3 point some odd of every single ultra rare being pulled out of $720 at $60 a box. That's not a lot. And the thing with Eternity Code is there's so much good value between the Starlight rares, between the upper echelon of cards like Access Code Talker and those, that it's helping keep prices down. But that's not going to last forever, and then it's going to be a long time before we see reprints for these cards. If you're considering some of them, the ultra rares from Eternity Code, I do suggest sooner than later, of course, slamming that TCG player link. And also, I do feel like Chaos Levy in their highly underestimated card, of course, played in a lot of the Chaos Space decks, both him and that being searchable with Melody, and basically a Halifibrex combo being able to give you the materials necessary for shadows. It's very easy to use this with that and get them both out and do your thing. I like the cards a lot, and I think Secret Melody is what I would be going for. Ultra second if you know you have enough secret rares or for some reason you want to go lower, but this is still very affordable, around $3 to $4, and it's the highest rarity version. It looks really nice in person, and there's tons of other holos that are available, but look how low the actual quantities on the listings are, lower than the higher rarities. So do consider getting your copies sooner than later. Thank you for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And again, check out the Stay Classy Field Center and the legendary Duelist Rage of Ra booster boxes up on YBM. Definitely one of the best deals I've seen when you get it by the caseload, like $49 a box with the code.